What is up, my MMA degenerates and fellow gamblers? Here today is the start of the one and the fucking only, the MMA Prophet. And what I'm here to do for you boys is give you the lines before the book does, before this shit right here, the Dana White Contender Series. And why that is profitable is because here, boys, let me tell you, last week, week 4, and I'll be honest, I didn't give you video evidence, but listen, hold me to my word, all right, fellas. First fight, Sal killed minus 200, Gay Jung plus, honestly was like minus 150 plus 150 at open. I had the man winning, had him by sub, but he won by decision, still got the job done. Go to the next fight. You see everybody on MMA YouTube. Go look at their fucking videos. They had this bitch winning by fucking just mauling this poor girl. Dubin. You know what she did? At close, 13-1 underdog. Pay $100, you get $1,400. She absolutely overhanded right this girl into the coffin. Killed her. She tried to follow up. The ref saved this girl some brain damage is what she did. And you know what? Thank God for him, because she needs to go refigure her life, because she is not an MMA fighter. Let me tell you that. Go to this next one. Heavy favorite. He's a dog. Let me tell you, I had him by submission. He ended up getting it pulled off. You can trust my word or not. I said he would do it. Short replacement fight. He would. He was never ready for this animal. He's an animal. Maybe he should move down in weight, I think. Now go up. Will Curry. If you want to believe me, you can. You don't have to believe me. But listen, I say he has no hands. Which, if you ended up tuning into this fight, this motherfucker has no hands. He throws some kicks. He looks like he could have some hands. He's big as fuck, but no hands. He just has no hands. Santos, padded record. He's honestly not great, but he's got a good jab and he's got a good straight, and that's all you need against somebody who has no hands. And if you can defend their takedowns like he did very easily, honestly, pretty. I don't know what to say, but that shit was easy for him. I don't know. If you watch the fight, he fucking embarrassed this dude. That was a minus 600 favorite when their fight started. Plus 450 fucking underdog right here, boys. Tap him with my picks, because I said if it goes to decision, he's winning. Last fight of the night. Cavalcanti, 9-0. This man had finished all fights in the first round. I said that if it goes past the first round, he would get fraud checked. It's exactly what my boy Honko did, because he's a technical fighter. And he had that Sambo background, you know. He ignored this little jiu-jitsu fucker's chant. He tried to sub him. He couldn't do it. He tried to knock him out. This man faked a body shot. The famous body shot clip where he hurls over and then knocks him out. He tried to do that to this man. I think he faked it. Co ate that shit to the fucking chin, and then dog walked this man to decision. Now let's tune in to where the real money is made. Boys, let's get straight into it. I mean, what I'm trying to do here for y'all is give y'all the lines before the books do. Because listen, if I give y'all the profitable picks and the books give y'all the fucked up lines, you can put the underdogs with a better feeling, okay? And listen, y'all can say I'm stupid, I'm a degenerate, I'm whatever. But listen, when a person is supposed to be a plus 200 underdog and they end up being a plus 650, plus 700 underdog, and you bet on them, you feel good about losing in a way, you know, because it's a profitable bet. It's the smart bet. And if you listen to me, you'll win more than you lose. And that's what I'm here to do for us all, baby. In this economy, the only way to gamble is to win money, guys. And that's what I'm got to do for us. So let's start with week 5. And what I'm here to do is give you all the best odds before the book comes out with them, fellas. But I'm not going to start from the bottom, because I'm probably not betting on these women. Let's start with the kickboxing fight, the main event. Phillip Latu. What I'll say about him, 2 kickboxers fighting here. First one, He started his career, I think, around 2019, so about 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah, got it in boxing, but I think it was a kickboxing event. He got knocked out. Or he might have, that might have been different. I think he got knocked out in a different kickboxing event. The one right here. He fought in this again after getting knocked out before, and he ended up losing in the last round. It's like a fight of the night, you fight until the end in the winning tournament. We'll go over the kickboxing gets strange sometimes, guys. There's some real tough men in there. Don't play with them. So he's got some pretty impressive KO wins recently. What I'll say about him is he's real goofy in his stance, and it's just and he throwing shots. Doesn't really have combinations, but he has a lot of power, boys. And he's not crisp at all, but he's got a pretty long reach, and he can touch you. I'll say his only loss is a submission, and when you see him, you'll probably see it. He doesn't look in shape, and this loss is definitely because he was out of shape. He ran out of juice. Like, I think he got up the first time, and then second round he couldn't do anything with that man on his back, and he was definitely supposed to win this fight right here. So I will not be putting any money on this man for sure. Sir Stirling, training out of New Zealand at City Kickboxing. If y'all don't know, that's Izzy's Adesanya's gym and Dan Hooker's gym. They both train there. He's also started his career at the same time. I found out, like, pretty similar around. But he lost a tournament at the same time as him, like first round, or I don't remember if it was a first or second round loss because these aren't correct. But he ended up winning in 2022 around here, the same tournament, and he was actually winning a couple of them by KO. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, pretty impressive. I like his striking. He's definitely more crisp than this other dude for sure. I will say that he doesn't have great competition he's fought that I've seen. It's just like you get these guys coming in the Contender Series, they're fighting fucking cans, be for real. Like, none of them are really fighting good guys unless they've got a couple fights on their record. In this fight, I've got to go with Navajo Stirling. If you've watched any of the tape on this man, he looks crisp. I mean, no real KO power, but he knows what he's doing in the ring, and he'll be able to stand with this man. He won't get hurt by him, I don't think. I think he'll be able to dog walk him for 3 rounds. Probably win a decision pretty easily. Let's go to the next fight. Now, this fight is really interesting. 155 is what this fight is at, apparently. Let's look up Cody Steele. Who is this guy? 6-0. I like Cody Steele. He used to be a grappler. Long grappling history here. Faced a lot of dudes for a long time. Took a couple wins, took a couple losses. Started his fighting career, MMA career, and I'll say this dude has some power in his hands. That's for damn sure. I mean, he likes to box, for real. He likes to stand and bang, and if you watch his last couple fights, he's got some good boxing, for real. Like, he's got good cardio, and I mean, his hands aren't the best, but he's crisp with them, and he's got good defense. And he will grapple you, he'll mix it up, but I really like his hands, and I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the future, if I'm being honest. Let's go to Mr. Ottoni. And you want to know something interesting about this man? Let's look back. He's been a veteran fighter, 31 years of age, fighting since he was 22 years old. Look who he fought. Has a very big win over none other than the light heavyweight champ. Now, what's interesting is that this fight is at 155, guys. He beat Alex Pereira in 2015, and this was before Alex Pereira was like, let's look at him. Pereira was good in 2015. I watched this fight. He hit it with his signature left hook a good 3 or 4 times. But his kickboxing career didn't really kick off until I mean, he had he had some fights in 2015, but he didn't kick off his kickboxing career until after that. You know, he wasn't big name, big champ until then. So he had some things to tune out. But I'll say he tagged that man with his left hand many times. This fight is at 185. He's had some questionable losses. I've watched these. He's just he looks out of shape in there as well, like the other dude I was talking about, Latu. He's just not conditioned to be a fighter really, but he really whooped Alex Pereira for real. He took him down, tapped him out. Now, I watched these recent fights. Nothing too impressive. He's just like he hasn't fought anybody great besides Pereira, if I'm being honest. And he's got a lot of L's. He got dog walked by this man. He's old. He was old, dude, but give him credit. He was only like 24. He got all these canceled fights, and all these fights were supposed to be Contender Series or PFL Challenger Series, so like another Contender Series, but he's pulled out of all of them. So it makes me question if he'll actually be at this fight. I think he will. You know, Alex Pereira's gonna be there, so if he stands on business, he's gonna fucking pull up. But I think he's gonna lose this fight. I'll say one important aspect of this fight is this right here, boys. 2 years off. Now, I say that's important because, let's go back. 155 pounds. This man has cut 30 pounds and is fighting. I mean, he's not terribly big. It's a really, really toss-up fight, but I'm going to have to go by Kody fucking Steele. KO this fucking fool. Look at this fucker. I mean, he's a chump, bro. I watched some of his fights. He just looks out of shape, man. Yousri Belgaroui versus Taiga Iwasaki. Start with Belgaroui. Now listen about him. He's a kickboxer. Go back. He beat the man Pereira himself, 2017. But he got beat by doctor stoppage. Earned his rematch. Absolutely put in a coffin by Pereira's right hand. I don't even think it was a left hook, just a straight. Killed this man. You can go watch the fight yourself. That boy died. So he said, fuck it. Let me try it with you, Alex. And that's what he's been doing for these past few years. And you know, he's had some impressive wins. Had some losses as well, pretty weak losses. I mean, you saw, if you've watched this fight from last year in the Contender Series as well, he got taken down. And he couldn't do anything with it. He honestly kind of got beat up on the feet a little bit too. He's a little bit too patient on the feet, if you ask me. And you know, what I'll say about him is that he definitely has power. He's a good kickboxer for sure. He's been training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with Pereira and Texas Glover for fucking years now. I guess he's finally fucking learned a little bit because he rematched his first original loss. And I watched the fight. And he fucking did good. Let's look at this dude, though. No world champ we got in Ahmad Sami here. I mean, shit. 11-3, fucking no good promotions he's fought in. His only good win is Belgaroui back in fucking UAE Warriors a long time ago. He rematched him and he got pieced up on the feet. I mean, he couldn't take him down. I'll say about him, he looks better. His takedown defense looks better. That was his biggest problem right here. I mean, he's got skills on the feet, and I think he can definitely win this matchup. Let's look at this guy, Iwasaki. I watch his fights. He's a very boring fighter. All he likes to do is just go and grab you. And I mean, he'll throw something, but I mean, look at his 1-5 fighter he beat, 0-1 fighter he beat, 0-0 fighter, 2-2 fighter, 4-12 fighter. I mean, taking the 0-0 fighter to decision. It was his debut, I mean, but 0-0 fighter to decision in 2022. 7-6 fighter to decision last year, exactly a year ago. I mean, he's got nothing special on the feet or submission. His only loss, I watched it. This dude is just a skilled, the jiu-jitsu dude, and he tried to take him down and bully him, and he got reversed and he got submitted. I mean, he's nothing special, and the only way he wins this fight is if he just takes him down and smothers Belgaroui, but I don't see that happening. I see this man getting pieced up on the feet and either KO'd or just somehow surviving to a decision. But I'm going to think he has no answer for this man on the feet. He's got no hands. He absolutely zero hands. And like Curry got exposed last week, like I was trying to tell y'all, he's going to get exposed this week. And you'll see that he has zero hands. And if he can somehow take Belgaroui down, he'll win the decision. But Belgaroui's going to piece him up. He trains with Ferreira. Let's be for real. Move on to the next fight. In the next fight, we'll start with I think is the dog. 9-0. More experience, but I think he's the dog here. Otari Tanzilovi. I've watched his fights. This dude's good. I mean, he's fought low tier comp. I mean, look at his finishes. 7-0, 2-0 by decision. Last fight, I mean, the dude's pretty good, but he tried to take him down the whole time, and he just defended and pieced him up. I mean, it was a good scrap. I definitely like Tanzilovi. He's a good fighter, but what I'll say about him is he has low volume and not a lot of combinations. I think this is definitely going to be like a boxing fight, or not boxing, but kickboxing fight with this man. Musasa. Musasa. He'll be pressuring on the hands a lot more. And I'll say he's got some good hands for sure, dude. He's got power in his hands. He could be the next big thing out of Africa for sure. But Tanzilovi's got some slick kicks, and this could be a real battle. If he's look at how long he's had off. A year and a half off. I mean, that's a good time for anybody to get the craft right. I mean, shit, dude. I'm not gonna lie. If he crafted his boxing up this last year and a half, he could be slicker than anybody right now. Or if he just trained wrestling, maybe started learning how to take people down, this fight could be a whole lot different than what I think it could be. But he's done nothing to really impress me. I'll say that he's got good kicks, and they're flashy. He's good technically, but no real volume out of him. I'll say that. This dude, he's fought low tier comp as well, but this man's hands are just wild. He'll just throw crazy overhands and he'll just throw crazy overhands. I mean, the way just like Sean O'Malley or just McGregor just touch people and they just go down. It's just kind of like that. Just crazy touch. What I'll say about this dude, though, he's dangerous. He's got smooth power in his hands, and he's just super wild with it, almost like wild but real technical and crisp. Like, his shots are not over. He doesn't overextend really with anything. Nothing too wild, but just loopers, just crazy bangers, and he'll tag people with them, and they'll go down for sure. I mean, he's got a flying knee TKO fucking 3 months ago. Not even 3 months ago. 2.5 months ago. I mean, this man could be the next big thing out of Africa for sure, and I'm excited to watch this fight. This is probably going to be fight of the night, if I'm being honest, and I've got him by KO. Tanzilovi is a live dog for anybody out there, but to me, his boxing is too crisp, and I just haven't seen enough tape to see his boxing look good for him to win. And I'm being honest, he'll probably open up as the dog. He's going to be the favorite, but I just can't rock with him for now. Let's go to the last fight, the least interesting one. We got Corinne Laframboise what I'll say about her, she's brought some pretty good comp at 8-4. You know, go back to one of her KO losses, which her last KO loss, which honestly it wasn't really a KO. She was still standing, but she was getting pieced up. She lost to Phillip, who was on a 6-fight win streak in the UFC. She's pretty good. She's a good woman fighter. Let's not throw any shade on her for that loss. But questionable wins. I will say she beat this girl, Jimenez, and she also hasn't fought in 2.5 years, which is my biggest red flag, because she had this bout a year ago that she didn't fight in for some reason. I'm not sure. I haven't done that much research, but it's always questionable whenever they're pulling out of fights like that. But she beat this girl, Jimenez, quicker than the next fighter, Miss Caliari. And what I'll say about her is that she's a kickboxer, and she's pretty good. Like, she got some good punches. Her loss, she got some good hands for this girl on the feet, but she got taken down in the first round, and she just got bullied. This was 5 years ago. Give her some credit. She fucking got taken down the second round. Just same thing. Just bullied. Got up though. Pieced her up a little bit. Third round, putting out, and just she got done in. It was bad, but she's bounced back, and she's definitely learned some jiu-jitsu. I mean, I've seen her recent fights, and she looks good. And not great, but like she's definitely improved her ground game. You know, like she can't just get bullied like that. And honestly, I'm gonna definitely be taking her to win this fight. I think she's just got the better hands. Like, this girl, she has no real boxing. She's mostly a grappler. She likes to get the fight on the ground, and she got 2.5 years off. That's just such a red flag for me. I can't back any of that. It's just something I can't get behind. So what I've got here for us is a way to make money. And here is the most profitable bet of the night, the straight bet. We've got Navajo Stirling money line. I think the odds will be about -200, maybe even -150. You see it at -150, hop on it. Next, we got the 3-leg lock. We got Stirling money line, Steele by finish, and Musasa KO. He's definitely knocking that man out. I think the odds will probably be +5, +600. It'll be a good little parlay for the night, boys. Watch the Dana White Contender Series. Have a good little Tuesday. Make some money. Then we got the Make-A-Wish play. I'm going to be predicting all the ways and how the fights are going to finish and who's going to be on top. Started off, Stirling, easy decision win for him. I think he's just going to embarrass that fool on the feet. Next, Steele by submission. The dude that beat Pereira, he's already lost to by sub, so, you know, I think it can happen. Next, Belgaroui knockout. He's going to tap into his inner Pereira and just put that Japanese dude face down on the canvas. Next, Musasa KO. I think he might be getting kicked around a little bit, might take a little face kick. We might be a little scared, but he's going to get the job done with the hands. Put that man down. Finish the fight. Knockout. Last pick, Caliari by decision. She's just going to be better striker than the girl. She won't let her take her down, and, you know, she'll do what she needs to do to get it done. And these odds down here are generous. I think this could be a +5,000 play down here, boys, and it could be locked in. I've been doing my research. But let me get one thing clear to y'all, boys, and I'll write it down here for you. I'm not a financial advisor, so take these picks very lightly, but just know they're smacking. And tap in for more videos. Stay tuned.